10 years have passed since the new visitor experience opened at the Cliffs of Moher on the 8th of February in 2007. In many ways, it's been like the blink of an eye. And I suppose when you think that the cliffs themselves are 319 million years old, it is true to say that by comparison. And then we consider that over 9,600,000 visitors have come here in that time. And they've come to marvel at our wonderful cliffs, and the time seems a lot longer. Clare County Council's project to develop world-class visitor facilities and services at the Cliffs of Moher was open to the public 10 years ago today. Cliffs of Moher Centre Limited is the subsidiary company set up by the Council to operate and manage the visitor centre on their behalf. And on the screen above, you can see a selection of images and highlights from the last 10 years of operation, including many images from the day of the official opening itself. We've called it Reeling in the Cliffs. Don't tell RTE. On that day 10 years ago, the Cliffs of Moher visitor experience was brand new. The cement was still drying, the glass was only just put in. In fact, if I remember right, the snagging went on for quite some time to come. And it was a very exciting day. We had music, we had celebration, we had Garda escorts, guests from up and down the county and the country. We had elected officials of every variety. We had a government minister or two, and the Taoiseach of the day. We even had our very own protest. And I'm delighted to see that some of the protesters are here today, among our very best friends, and they're here with us today. And the excitement continued on past that official opening day. Our first year of operation saw the season ramping up slowly, and each bank holiday and each weekend brought new visitors, new challenges and new achievements. It was just as well we started in February and had a chance to get a good run at the operation before the season really kicked off. In the time since, we've welcomed blockbuster movie crews, presidents and presidential candidates, stars of screen and stage and sport, ambassadors, government delegations, puffins, priests, princesses, and even St. Patrick. We've seen chocolate cliffs, we've seen charity races and concerts, vintage rallies and car launches, and let's not forget the new 7 Wonders of Nature campaign. Seemed to run for about 5 years, I think it was about 3 years, from 2009 to 2011. And the Cliffs made it into the final 21 in the world in an online voting campaign where we were up against some of the largest countries in the world. Over the last 10 years, the Cliffs of Moher visitor experience has won dozens of national and international awards. I started making a list to see how many we'd won, and I stopped when I got to 40 because I ran out of time. Most recently, we were voted Ireland's top tourist attraction in the Irish Independent's first ever Readers' Travel Awards. The building, the exhibition and the interior design are all multi-award winning, and the overall visitor experience, as delivered by the staff of the Cliffs of Moher, has won many accolades, including the Gold Award for Best Visit from the CIE Awards of Excellence on several recent years. We're all very proud of our sustainability ethos and the success we've had in this area, and that includes a Green Award and numerous shortlistings in the Green Awards. And indeed also of our contribution to the international awards that have been won by the Burren and Cliffs of Moher UNESCO Global Geopark, like the National Geographic World Legacy Award for Destination Excellence last year, 2016, and the European Destination of Excellence Award for Tourism and Gastronomy in 2015. The 10 years past have not been without their challenges. The Cliffs of Moher are the site of landfall for many Atlantic storms, and we have seen extraordinary weather conditions on site that have required special protocols to address. We've seen closures of the site, some of us have been stranded inside the building, and regrettably there have been many occasions when both visitors and staff have actually been injured. But we have been very fortunate to be able to provide excellent first aid through our state-of-the-art first aid facility, Nicholas Room, which was established in memory of baby Nicholas Stokes, who began his short life here in July of 2006, and in whose memory his parents, Delia and Kelly Stokes from Phoenix and Arizona, established a fund to help provide first aid facilities and services here at the Cliffs of Moher to commemorate their son. His memory lives on here every day. We also remember today all those who have lost their lives here at the Cliffs of Moher over the years, and their families and friends who mourn their loss. I must also mention the wonderful support we receive from the emergency services: ambulance, paramedics, Gardaí, Army Air Corps, Coast Guard Helicopter Service, Fire Service, Civil Defence, and of course from the volunteer Coast Guard units, especially our neighbours and friends at Doolin Rescue, without whom we and others would be truly lost. It would have been difficult to envisage a few years ago that we would have welcomed such extraordinary numbers to the Cliffs in that space of time. As recently as 2010, the visitor numbers here were 720,000 visitors. Last year, 2016, we saw over 1.4 million visitors from across the globe, many of whom were inspired to visit Ireland by their wish to see the Cliffs of Moher. As a Clare County Council-owned operation, we are very focused on the impact which we have on the county. Our studies show that in 2016, 40% of all visitors to the Cliffs spent either the night before their visit to the Cliffs or the night after, or both, in the county. In August of last year, there were 125 staff directly employed at the Cliffs of Moher Visitor Centre between the Cliffs of Moher Centre Limited and the various tenant companies that also operate on site. And over 60 of those positions, those jobs, are now on a year-round basis. And not to mention the knock-on effect of our use of local contractors and suppliers from the area. Our impact on the local economy is substantial. However, success does not come without its difficulties. In the last few years, there have been a growing number of days when we've had to close our bookings to new groups and had to turn away visitors when the site reached capacity. Our infrastructure has come under pressure, and at peak times we experienced queues for the toilets, for service in the 2 cafes, and even to get an unobstructed photo of the Cliffs. The hugely successful Cliffs Coastal Walk, which opened several years ago, has come under huge pressure due to the volume of walkers, many of whom inexperienced and ill-prepared, who throng the trails, and some of whom taking irresponsible risks on the cliff edge. The impact of traffic and visitor volume on the local community is growing. At the Cliffs, we've been working for some time to actively manage our capacity challenges. We've incentivised our group customers to come earlier or later in the day with a growing degree of success. We promote visiting the Cliffs after 4 p.m. to the independent traveller, which favours those staying locally. We've actively managed our group bookings and approvals for the licences issued to operators. We're currently addressing more and more of our systems infrastructure challenges. We're in the process of implementing a new integrated booking system to allow us to better manage our group and individual bookings. And the first phase of that system goes into live test this month. We have plans to construct a new building at the entrance to the coach park, which will, with a new coach reception facility and additional toilet block. And that will allow us to better, it'll add additional cubicles and allow us to better manage our coach business. And we are in the process also of converting our downstairs ladies and gents toilets into a single unisex block, which will yield additional cubicles. And that work will be completed before St Patrick's Day. We've also plans for substantial work in the car park with new drainage, surfacing, improved disabled and staff parking, e-car charging points, and improved traffic and pedestrian circulation. We aim to start work in 2017 on a major conservation and restoration project for O'Brien's Tower. The ongoing investment of Clare County Council in the essential infrastructure on site is substantial. Our colleagues in the tourism industry work very closely with us. I want to recognise our friends in the Burren Ecotourism Network, the network of tourism businesses in North Clare, who are working in close partnership with the Burren and Cliffs of Moher UNESCO Global Geopark, and Carol and her team in the Geopark office, all working together to make the area a world-leading destination in sustainable tourism. It's great to see so many from Ben here today, and indeed from the Geopark. And for those who'd like to learn more about the work of both organisations, there are stands here where you can speak to representatives from Ben and the Geopark. I also want to acknowledge the work of Clare Tourism, the public-private partnership which is dedicated to promoting the county as a tourism destination. The Cliffs of Moher Visitor Experience is proud to be a member of Clare Tourism, and to support its work. And it's good to see the organisation again represented here today, and information is also available on that stand. At the Cliffs, we work very closely with Fáilte Ireland, and we're delighted to be a signature discovery point on the Wild Atlantic Way. Fáilte Ireland are currently working on an experience development plan for the Burren and Cliffs of Moher area, and we are closely involved in that process. Fáilte Ireland are holding a series of consultation events in Doolin, Ennistimon, Lisdoonvarna, Kilfenora and Ballyvaughan next week on this very subject. And for those who are interested in more information, there is information and a schedule of those events available from the Geopark stand here today. We've also got stands from our own team here at the Cliffs of Moher and our initiatives we are running here. Sheila from our customer service team will talk to those who are interested in finding out more about our Clare Local Pass, which is available to those people resident in the county. Cormac, Cliffs of Moher Ranger and Education Officer, is available to tell you about our education programme for primary, secondary and third level student visits and the work we do with our local schools. And Phoebe, one of the operations managers and who heads up the Green Team, is available to talk to you about our sustainability initiatives. On the topic of schools, I have to tell you about the art contest for primary school students that will be launched by the Cathaoirleach today. The contest is designed to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. It's open to any child attending primary school in County Clare, and the artwork submitted should be inspired by the Cliffs and or the visitor centre, and it should be capable of being posted on a wall or displayed on a wall, because the winning and runner-up works will be showcased here at the visitor centre following the judging process. There are 2 categories, from junior infants to 2nd class and from 3rd class to 6th class. And the entries are going to be judged by a panel headed up by the renowned local artist Philip Morrison. In each category there are individual runners-up prizes, and then the winner's prize, there is an individual prize and also a class prize of a tour to the Geopark for the winner's class. Following the launch, we will be issuing out details to every primary school in the county of the contest, and we look forward to receiving the entries by the closing date of the 13th of April. And there is more information also on the education stand at Cormac about the contest. And finally, before I finish, I'd just like to pay tribute to the work of the team of staff here at the Cliffs of Moher Centre Limited, who are central to providing the human face of the world-class visitor experience at the Cliffs of Moher. It's they who deal with the thousands of visitors every day with a smile and a welcome. It's they who clean up and make sure that the site and building are presented to the highest standards, who provide directions and advice on where to go next in County Clare, who manage the queues and the crowds, who prepare and serve the Taste of Clare, and who provide the County Clare Céad Míle Fáilte. It's they who deal with the first aid assistance, the crises big and small, the everyday and extraordinary moments that make the difference for these visitors. I would like to thank you all for helping to make this place what it is today. It's been an extraordinary 10 years, and of course that's just the start of things to come. Thank you for coming here to join us to celebrate, and thank you for your continued support throughout the years ahead.